When meditation for Ukraine began at the beginning of the war over 3 years ago, one of the participants, Irina, said that what she feared most was losing her humanity. "I do not want to become a barbarian," she said. This moved me to the core. Ukraine was always in our family. My great-grandparents on both sides had come from Ukraine. So when I found this story, I decided to tell it and invited my good friend, Shem Guibbory, violinist, whose father was born in Odessa, to join me. My hope is always for peace, and also that this story inspires you to open your pockets and offer as much as you can to Sangha for Ukraine. There were two brothers. One was wealthy, and the other brother was very poor. And the wealthy brother thought his younger sibling was a fool because he believed in kindness and goodness. One day, the eldest brother, in a fury, said, "We should solve this once and for all. I believe that evil is more powerful than good. And the first 3 people who come down the road, we'll ask them. Whichever one of us wins, that brother will go into the house of the other brother and take whatever he wants." It wasn't long before a man came walking down the road barefoot, covered with dust, holding a sack over his shoulder. The eldest brother asked, "Oh, friend, what do you think? Is evil or goodness more powerful?" "I work all day. Those who enslave me are wealthy. Me, I have nothing. No matter how hard I work, I know that evil is more powerful than good." A second man came down the road, a merchant riding on a horse with a leather saddle. The wealthy brother said, "Oh, young man, my brother and I are having a dialogue. We're trying to decide what is more powerful, goodness or evil." The merchant said, "If I didn't cheat, if I cared about everyone, if I shared everything, I would have nothing. My success is because of my understanding that evil is more powerful than good." Now the third person to come down the road was a nobleman and his wife, both extremely well-dressed, in a carriage with 4 horses. The elder brother knocked on the door of the carriage, and he said, "Noble friends, I imagine that you would be able to decide. My brother and I are having a conversation, a dilemma, trying to understand what is more powerful, goodness or evil." "There is no question," said the nobleman. "I tell lies. Sooner or later, everyone believes what I say. If I want something, I take it. If I don't like something, I get rid of it. I have everything for my family that I want and more. It is true that ultimately evil is much more powerful than good. The eldest brother went to the house of his poor younger brother and took everything. But it wasn't long before the wife of the younger brother said, "I think you should go and ask for at least a bowl of flour from your brother." And when he did, the eldest brother laughed. "You have to pay for it." And he said, "I have nothing. You took everything. Then give me something precious. Give me one of your eyes." The youngest brother, in order to feed his children, cut out one of his eyes. He went home with a bowl of flour. Everyone wept in the house, but for several days they ate. And they were hungry again. The wife said, "Go again to your brother. Ask for another bowl of flour." This time, the eldest brother asked for his second eye. And the younger brother, to save his family, cut out his second eye. The bowl of flour did not last long. And the younger brother said to his wife, "I will go to the side of the road and beg, and maybe someone will take pity on me." But he was blind. He couldn't find the road. And he walked for hours until, not knowing night or day, exhausted, he climbed into a tree to rest. That tree was the very tree where all the demons of the world gathered every night to converse amongst themselves about how much havoc they had caused in the world that day. One of them boasted that he had actually succeeded in causing an elder brother to have his younger brother tear out both of his eyes. "Well, I can do better than that," said another demon. And he explained how he had confused and tricked a king into poisoning his children and his wife, paralyzing them, blinding them, making them so ill. But a third demon said, "Human beings are so stupid. They forget that the very tree where we demons meet is the tree where fresh springs of water ceaselessly flow." Little do they recall that should they draw that fresh water from the earth, regardless of how much we have polluted everything, it would heal all suffering, all misery, all cruelty, blindness, illness. When the demons left, the younger brother made his way down the tree and healed his blindness. He went immediately to the palace of the king, where he healed the king's wife and children. And of course the king was so grateful. He gave him immense wealth, a carriage, horses, gold. The younger brother, on the way home, saw those on the side of the road. He fed them and gave them gold. At home, his wife and children so amazed to see him. But anyone who came to him who was in need, he offered them whatever they needed. So word spread. And the elder brother heard about his younger brother. And he went immediately to the house. He feigned friendship. He feigned regret. And he asked for the story. Of course, the younger brother told the older brother the story, and the older brother rushed to the tree, climbed up to the tree, waited till nightfall when all the demons gathered. But the demons were not happy. They were disturbed, upset. Someone must have heard somehow. It must be a spy, said one. They have to be in the tree, said another. And they raced up the tree, and before the elder brother could find his way down the tree, they took him by the legs, threw him to the ground, and beat him mercilessly, left him there to die. That's where the story ends. But I'm a storyteller, and I'm not going to end it there, because I know from everything the story says that if the younger brother would come upon his older brother beaten and suffering, he would heal him. And as for all of us who have forgotten that the very tree where the demons gather, at its roots, beneath its roots, are unceasing riches of fresh water that heals all ills. May we remember that goodness is more powerful than evil.